Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Boxing Time TV. Let's just get right to it. On October 23rd, Shakur Stevenson is going to battle Jamel Herring in a very highly anticipated bout. Let's just get right to it. They're saying Stevenson's a 7-5 favorite. I'm not sure if that's true. Stevenson's 24, Herring's 35. Stevenson is 5'7". Herring is 5'10". They both weigh 130 pounds. 68 reach for Stevenson, 72 reach for Herring. 16-0 is Stevenson. Herring is 23-2. Let's just get right to this. This is a 12-round bout, 3-minute round, 10-point must scoring system, no mandatory 8 count. 3 knockdown rule waived. And let's just get right to it, folks. I think we're going to be seeing a very, very interesting, very, very tactical fight. I think Shakur Stevenson wins a decision. I think Jamel Herring has his moments. I think he's riding high after his loss to I think he's riding high after his loss to after his victory over Carl Frampton. And it's sorry, I'm just noticing that I have a cut on my arm. I have no idea how that happened. Anyway, this is one of those things that I just think Stevenson is too young. He has too much flash. He has too much discipline. He really is. He probably is. I think he'd beat Gervonta Davis. I think if he was a welterweight, probably beat Errol Spence. Might even beat Terrence Crawford. Has that high boxing IQ. And I think that Jamel Herring is going to look decent in this fight. I think he's going to have his moments. But I think Shakur Stevenson is going to outclass him over 12 rounds. I think we're in for a 12-round tactical fight a bit to begin. But then Stevenson should start taking over around 5 or 6. And that's just my thought. I might be 100% wrong. I'm often wrong on these things, but I just sort of feel that way tonight. Herring's one of those guys. Training with Bo Mack out of that Terrence Crawford gym. You never know. He could pull it off. He's certainly a solid boxer, but I just think if I'm giving my honest assessment, that's the way I feel right now. So we have a minute left in the first round, and I think Shakur Stevenson came out. He fought well, fought with a short up defense. I say that, and then after that he gets hit. That's sort of my life. Also, we are Oscar De La Hoya was supposed to fight next week on September 11th. He was going to be fighting Vitor Belfort. Turns out Oscar De La Hoya has come down with COVID. He is, even though he's fully vaccinated, and he is in the hospital, and he's having some, I guess some issues, but I would hope that the fact that he's a boxer and training and being in fairly good shape, I would hope that would mean that he was, that he'll, it won't go much beyond this, and he'll soon be out of harm's way. It's just one of those things. This thing should be taken very, very seriously. I still 100% am a vax person. Get it, do it if you can, if you are able. It won't prevent you from getting COVID, but if you get it, hopefully you won't die. So anyway, I'm not going to get too much into that now, and hopefully I won't lose people over saying that, but that's just the way that I feel. Jamel Herring winning that round and taking it from Shakur Stevenson. So Jamel Herrington 30, Stevenson 29 after the first round. We're going into the second round now. In a little bit, we're going to talk about Jamel Herring's record. And hey, the judges obviously see something that they like. And right there, Shakur Stevenson, being flashy, getting in and out, landing a flashy uppercut. It's sorry, I didn't mean to clear my throat into the mic. It happens sometimes. But that is the way that things go. It's right now, Herring doing well, placing his shots, going to the body. I think both these guys probably have about the same amount of power. I don't think that either one of them hits very hard, but I think that, when they're boxing, when they're in their zone, depending on the type of fighter that they're fighting, they can certainly have moments where, it's certainly, they look more powerful than they are. Like, I think Jamel Herring just had Carl Frampton's number. And, it's interesting seeing him working with Bomac, where that will go. So looking at Jamel Herring's record, like I said, the victory over Carl Frampton, victory over Jonathan Akendo. That was after he had COVID. He didn't look that great. He's a victory over Masayuki Ito. I believe so. Lost to Dennis Shafikov. That really put him on the map. And he's come out and he's cracking Stevenson. So, hey, guys, I'm wrong sometimes, and I might be wrong tonight. So we're going to have to see. Victory over Art Habanason. So, decent record. Him and Shakur are probably in the same spot, in the same place. And, whoever wins, it's certainly a feather in their cap. But these guys are doing it. This is, like I said, I think it's going to be a technical bout for the first 4 or 5 rounds. Ultimately, I think Shakur Stevenson will take this over with that pinpoint punching. But you never know. Oh, it's just keeping on going, and Jamel Herring having his moments, and we will have to see. Once again, folks, you are watching Boxing Time TV. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links with your family and friends. Please follow us on Instagram, Boxing Time with Evan. That is my handle. Would love to hear from you. I do a couple of posts a week. I also do a Sunday show. So, it's very, very interesting, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing the weekly update, and I love doing this podcast. So I do both each week and a couple of posts on Instagram. I keep it simple. I enjoy reading, or listening to the Chris Manners podcast. And right now, Jamel Herring won that round on 2 of the judges' scorecards. One judge had it even, so Herring up by 3 points. Shakur Stevenson down by 3 points. So we're going to see, is he going to come out this round, and is he going to pull something off? Jamel Herring throwing shots with bad intentions, folks. And hey, an upset certainly isn't out of the realm of possibility, but we will have to see. Like I said, I thought it was going to be technical like this. I didn't know that Herring would be doing this well, but I have a feeling that Shakur Stevenson's going to open up more in this round. He's going to the body, hoping to slow Herring down, and hopefully I'm thinking that he will. Oh, and going to the body is Jamel Herring. He would love for that to pay off for him. All right, so they're landing. Straight shots. Oh, and then Stevenson coming back. That's one thing. Herring's hitting him. Herring is hitting him. Herring is landing. So, we will have to see. Can he keep this up? Oh, look at that. Look at that. So these guys are both going for it now. And Jamel Herring, I'm telling you, folks, fighting better than I thought that he would. Really kind of powering through, sort of taking away some of the boxing, not IQ, but taking away some of the boxing plans of Shakur Stevenson. We'll see if he can continue to do that. And so short punches on the inside that really seem to be disrupting Shakur Stevenson. Ultimately, something I think he's going to figure out. But we will have to see. Hey, I'm wrong, and things often happen. So we'll have to see if Jamel Herring can keep this up. All right, ending the third round now. So they're saying that Herring's obviously tired and has a cut over his eye. So Shakur Stevenson won that round. It looks like on all three of the judges. Oh, so it's even. So right now, Stevenson down by 2, Herring up by 88. And like I said, I thought it was going to be close for the first 4 or 5 rounds. I think we're seeing Stevenson kind of come on now. Herring cut. So we'll have to see if that cut becomes a big factor. If it becomes a gash, this could become a situation where Herring, maybe gets stopped. Maybe he's ahead. Maybe it's controversial. Maybe we need to do it again. Who knows? But look at Shakur Stevenson just landing those shots, punching in between. And he's doing that a lot more now. He's taking away the volume punching of Jamel Herring. And look at that transition that he made from the second round to coming into this fourth round. He's sharper. He's figuring it out. And, it just shows you how good of a fighter Herring is. That Herring was able to come out and, look so good. And now Shakur Stevenson getting Herring on the ropes, forcing this more, taking some shots. Oh, look at that. Shakur Stevenson landing hard on Jamel Herring. Oh, and going to the body. And staying in front of him, fighting with solid defense. All right. And, look at that. Herring fighting off the ropes. Hey, he's still in this, folks. He's up by 2. If this bout were to be stopped, or if it did go to the scorecards now, Herring is up by the slimmest of margins, at least as far as we can see, although Shakur Stevenson certainly doing everything he can to take that away. And look at that. And hey, you know what? Jamel Herring being against the ropes isn't the worst thing. I mean, he was against the ropes when he ultimately stopped Carl Frampton. So at least I believe that he was. I know he dropped him at one point along the ropes. And they're trading now. And look at Shakur Stevenson. He's getting his pound of flesh and maybe getting hit more in order to do it. But this is a far more exciting fight than some of the other fights that Stevenson has been in because he's been so dominant. It's one of those things. It's not his fault. He does things early on that show how dominant he is, maybe drops a fighter, then that fighter goes into a defensive shell, and nobody wants to be embarrassed. So we end that round, the fourth round, and I'm willing to bet Shakur Stevenson gets it all. Herring still tired, cut over time. Oh, one judge having it even. Another judge giving it to Stevenson. Another judge having it even. So Jamel Herring still up by 1 point. But, yeah. So now, folks, we're going to look at the record of Shakur Stevenson. Victory of his last bout over Jeremiah Nakathila. On bout before that, a victory over Toka Khan Cleary. Oh, wow, and they are trading, folks. And, this is one of those fights. And look at Shakur Stevenson really just countering well right there. Victory over Joet Gonzalez, who's going to be fighting Emmanuel Navarrete. Victory over Christopher Diaz. So, solid record for both fighters. And I say that, full disclosure, I'm not totally familiar with all those fighters. But, similar, look similar to me. Based on what I've seen of them in the ring. And now Shakur Stevenson going to the body. And, Herring having his moments, Herring pushing his advantage, but he's now taking a lot more punches to do so. And like I thought, Shakur Stevenson starting to take this over. And I think he'll probably drop Herring at some point, but he's not going to stop him. At least I don't see him stopping him. Not that he can't. I just don't see it happening. But I give Herring a lot of credit. He's 11 years older, and he's fighting really well against this young sensation, Shakur Stevenson. Oh, look at that. And now Herring kind of doing to Stevenson what he did, and Herring taking some shots, trying to get his distance, and he looks like he's slowing down. He looks like he's getting tired, and he's putting himself into a position to be hit hard by a Stevenson right hand when he goes down like that in that way. And look at that chick, Shakur Stevenson trying to land his shots from the outside. Both guys trying. It just seems like to me like Shakur Stevenson, the fresher fighter, Jamel Herring's bleeding, taking a lot of shots. We'll have to see. All right, and Stevenson's breathing heavy. Herring's very tired and has a gash over his eye. All the judges giving it to Shakur Stevenson. So going into the sixth round, folks, it's 146. Not a bad way for Jamel Herring to kind of go in this fight. But right now, Jamel Herring with the gash over his eye, I would not be surprised if Shakur Stevenson maybe gets a TKO just because he's bleeding like that so early, and Shakur Stevenson's landing those pinpoint punches that are obviously just going to open it up a lot more. But it'll be interesting to see where they are in the scorecards, because I honestly thought, I didn't think it would be like this. It could be a bit controversial if Shakur Stevenson were to secure a stoppage with a Jamel Herring being still competitive. And especially if after this round, if Jamel Herring were to win this round, Shakur Stevenson gets a stoppage in the seventh round, it looks even more. So we will have to see. Somebody tells me Shakur Stevenson is going to kind of go behind the jab, fight from a distance, and peck at those things and either get a stoppage or just start to really pile up the points and pile up the rounds. Oh, look at that. And Herring fighting well off the ropes. I mean, folks, he's having his moments. He's found a way to land with those short punches, but he's not coming forward as much as he should be, and he's disrupting Shakur Stevenson. The thing is, you got to wonder how much is that blood hurting him, going into his eye. Oh, look at that. He's pushing Herring into the ropes, and he has Herring hurt. And Herring, Shakur Stevenson starting to try to turn it up now. Like I said, I thought he would start taking over now. Herring, Stevenson's gotta be careful. But I think right now is where Shakur Stevenson starts asserting his dominance and possibly stops Herring. I mean, Herring, gash over his eye. They're saying that Stevenson's tired, saying Herring's very tired. I don't think Stevenson's tired. I don't know what this computer is talking about. 1099, 1099. Here we go. And Stevenson, does he stop in this round? Does he put the finishing touches on it? Or does he, like he's done before, be content to be smart, safe, and get a victory? Oh, now he wobbles him again. Oh, and punching him into the ropes. Shakur Stevenson landing a lot of shots on Jamel Herring. I just don't think he has the power to really to knock him out. But he could get a stoppage. He could get a stoppage. I mean, Herring's bleeding, and yeah, it's just not looking good for him. Oh, they stopped the fight. Wow, Herring cannot see. Wow, folks. Shakur Stevenson getting the victory by a 7th round TKO. I'm kind of surprised, although they probably didn't, who knows what the computer saw. The winner is Shakur Stevenson by a TKO. The fight lasted 7 rounds. Stevenson was not knocked down. Herring was not knocked down, but has a gash over his eye. And as you can see, it's close. So, hey, credit to Jamel Herring. Even on one judge's scorecard, Stevenson up by 2 points, 59-57 on one, and then 59-58. So we really saw Stevenson starting to take over. Really glad that it went this way. Nobody wanted to see Shakur Stevenson just round after round after round piling them up. Went the way that it was supposed to go. Entertaining fight overall. A lot entertaining. I'm going to be honest, and I think the actual fight is going to be. So, hey, that's just my thought. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Boxing Time TV. I hope you like what you've seen. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share these links with your family and friends. And give us a follow on Instagram. I'm sorry, like, comment, and follow. And then give us a follow on Instagram. Boxing Time with Evan is my handle. And, we will see you next time. We got more fights coming up. I think the next one I'm going to do is Triple G versus Murata, I think. Or I might do Josh Taylor versus Jake Catterall. Or maybe the Berlinga fight. Or maybe Jaime Munguia versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. So one of them is going to be coming up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time at Boxing Time TV, where our motto is, why wait? Watch it now, then watch the real thing when it airs.